Hi, I'm Vicky from the CPGB-ML, and I wanted to tell you a little story about a woman I was speaking with recently who, like so many people these days, was lamenting about Britain and the world at large, the ever-increasing cost of living, the struggle to pay for the necessities, the stress and insecurity of maintaining a roof over her head, feeding her family, keeping her job, maybe even having to find another one just to keep her head above the water. The worry of the war, the sense that no one in power cares less, the wonder where it would all end. She was pining for a political leader to come along who would reverse these challenging conditions and take things back to when working class people like her could eke out a decent and secure life. Is that too much to ask? She pined. Yes, I said, under capitalism, it is. I explained to her that there is no going back, that the trajectory is always forward, and that any hope for salvation from within the existing system under capitalism was delusional. Capitalism works perfectly, exactly as it's intended to do. The fact that we and other Western workers have lived in relative comfort in comparison to workers in the colonised lands is not out of the kindness or generosity of the system, or any individual in power here. It was because sufficient profits were made from the exploitation of people in the rest of the world that our silence and our complicity could be bought off. But capitalism is an insatiable system. It must make more profit each and every year. And as opportunities for exploitation further afield become more challenging, the capitalists now come for us in greater intensity. Capitalism was progressive once, in its early days, when it replaced serfdom as the dominant economic system and heralded in the industrial age. But its progressive character has long since passed. For a long time now, it's been what Lemon referred to as monopoly capitalism or imperialism. Its final stage, when the extremes of wealth become so immoral and corrupt and that have forced most of the world's people into poverty. A decaying system that no longer has the capacity for progression, only for destruction, extraction, and exploitation. Our material conditions have been deteriorating for decades, and the impact of the last 40 years of direct cuts and privatisation is clearly evident. We see it, we feel it, we live it, we experience it in every aspect of our existence. But there's no going back. There's no individual saviour. There is no salvaging the system to make it kinder. The system works perfectly as intended. It was never meant to work for us, the working class, and it never has. At the end of our discussion, my friend could see the sense in what I was saying because she was living it. It was her material reality. She became morose, asking what the solution was. Socialism, I said. A system under which the economy is planned, where we produce the things we need to survive and thrive, rather than for profit. She agreed that in principle it made perfect sense, but asked how we get to that system. It seemed too hard. It will be difficult for sure, I said. But when a baby tries to walk and falls over at its first attempt, we don't pat it on the back and say, "Good effort, stick to crawling for the rest of your life," do we? We encourage the baby. We clap at its attempts. We hold its hands to give it support. We work with the baby until the goal is achieved. And after it walks, it develops its skills further all by itself. It begins to run, hop, skip, sprint, and so on. Socialism is like that. And like babies, the working class takes its first unsteady steps by understanding the science of Marxism and the lessons of Marxist-Leninism. That knowledge is powerful and inspirational. It clearly explains why what is happening is happening. Marxism is the first philosophy that doesn't just explain the world, it tells you how to change it. And that knowledge is what transforms the world and frees those working class people who embrace it. With those simple first steps of understanding, class consciousness is formed. And once you have that understanding, everything makes sense and the path to socialism is illuminated. I recommend she visit thecommunists.org to read our independent analysis that gives a broader understanding of what is happening in the world, here and at home, and why. If you'd rather watch a video, she could watch Proletarian TV, as could you, where you'll find a wealth of Marxist analysis. We also have study groups 3 times a week, Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Wednesday afternoons. Contact us to find out how you can join in. Go on, take your baby steps towards a socialist understanding, and in no time at all you'll be feeling hopeful, powerful, and you'll be part of a thriving community.